Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moment. Have you ever felt like the world paused for a second, just because two people walked side by side? While the other BTS members are each finding their own path after completing military service, two names chose to walk a different road, Jimin and Jungkook. Not for a project, not for the spotlight, but for each other. They didn't say a word, but the world saw it all. Matching signatures, quiet dinners without any crew, and unspoken glances, all of it pointed to one truth: they're still choosing to be together. And today, we bring you a story that will not only warm your heart but open your eyes to the closeness of two souls who were never truly apart. Not by time, distance, or a world that keeps changing. After finishing their military service, BTS members gradually started paving their own way again. Some chose to go solo, some spent time with fellow members, and others simply enjoyed a well-earned break. But among all the updates, fans' attention centered on just two names, Jimin and Jungkook. Not because they launched a new project or appeared in public, but because of one small decision that carried a deeper meaning. They chose to travel to New York together. This wasn't just a coincidence. Compelling evidence suggested they were truly in the same city at the same time. The most striking clue? Their signatures, written side by side in the same location. That detail isn't something you can fake. Two signatures appearing together, in the same place and time, says a lot. It's proof they weren't just sharing a location, they were sharing moments. Eyewitnesses reported seeing them walking the streets of New York, dining quietly, no crew, no cameras, just the two of them. While others took time away from the spotlight, Jimin and Jungkook chose to stay close. Not because they had to, but because they wanted to. This isn't new for them. Over the years, they've consistently shown that their bond is built on affection, respect, and trust. Even during military service, they made time for each other. And while some claimed Jungkook had no other choice back then, now they're both free. Free to go anywhere. And still, they choose each other. After a year and a half of being apart in training and service, their moments together now reflect a longing that never truly faded. When some claimed their closeness had dimmed, their actions said otherwise. Jungkook may not say much, but his gestures are always clear. He chooses Jimin. What makes it even more beautiful is that they're not hiding anything. No PR moves, no pretend closeness. They're just living life, in their own way, together. Maybe they're making memories or preparing something to share one day. A video, a message, or just photos from their journey. But what we have now are little traces, the matching signatures, the sightings, the stories from fans. And that's enough to paint the picture of their connection. The way they look at each other, touch shoulders, or simply lean in, none of it is staged. Even in a crowd, they act naturally. There's no distance, only the comfort born of a long and deep bond. For some, it might be hard to accept that their relationship is more than friendship. But for fans who've followed them for years, it's hard to ignore the different kind of spark they share. This isn't strategy or fan service. This is something real, something you can feel even in the smallest things. Supporting their relationship doesn't mean invading their privacy. In fact, it's the opposite. It's a form of respect for a love so genuine. They choose to protect each other, in silence, without many words. And that is rare and precious in a world full of masks. There are moments in life when two people just want to be together, away from the spotlight, from the cameras, from the noise. And it seems that's exactly what Jimin and Jungkook are doing. They're safeguarding something they truly treasure, a private space filled with love. Those 18 months of military service didn't change anything. If anything, it made their bond even stronger. Now that they're back, they're making up for lost time. With laughter, with presence, with shared strength. They simply don't stay apart for long. This closeness often makes others uncomfortable, especially those unwilling to acknowledge it. But for those who watch with open eyes and hearts, it's clear their connection goes far beyond stages and cameras. It's behind the scenes where their bond finds its truest meaning. Recently, a fan shared a moment of seeing them together, quiet, intimate, without cameras or audience. That moment felt like a pause between something greater. Many speculate they're working on something together. Because with Jimin and Jungkook, nothing ever feels like just a coincidence. Maybe it's part of a creative process, or maybe it's just a personal escape before returning to the public eye. There are even rumors they took photos that day. Though they haven't been released yet, fans believe they will. They've done it before, holding on to something dear, then sharing it with a message that touches hearts. As a couple, Jimin and Jungkook don't need to make announcements. Their eyes say enough. Every smile, every touch, every small gesture is proof that the feeling is real. During J-Hope's concert, fans weren't just focused on the stage, they were watching Jimin and Jungkook. Though the event wasn't about them, their presence spoke volumes. Some Taekook fans believed Jungkook would grow closer to Taeyong post-military. But reality said otherwise. Jungkook still chooses the same person, Jimin. He stayed by his side, smiled at him, laughed with him, and shared little gestures that he's never shared with anyone else. Their intimacy is undeniable, not manufactured, but the fruit of years of deep connection. What they have can't be replaced by time or distance. Even in a crowd, they find each other. And in those moments, true love becomes the clearest, unmasked, unquestioned. What's most touching is how they repeat the same little gestures, again and again, through time. A touch on the arm, a familiar smile, the way they lean in, the way they look. They only do these things with each other. It's not coincidence. It's the reflection of deep affection and unmatched comfort. At that concert, once again, they showed it all. Touching each other without hesitation, laughing together, standing so close as if the world belonged to just them. For true fans, no words are needed. Their actions say everything. The way they treat each other is unlike how they treat anyone else. Jimin and Jungkook are only like this when they're together, and that's enough to show that what they have is not just ordinary friendship. A relationship like this doesn't need explanation. Even a child could feel that what they share is genuine, not for show. And that's why every moment they share feels so honest, so deep. If the love were gone, those gestures would stop. But they haven't. They keep doing it, again and again. Because the feeling hasn't faded. Because that love is still alive. And maybe, as long as that love exists, they'll keep being together, without needing to explain anything to anyone. And after all the moments, all the gestures, all the silences that speak louder than words, one thing becomes clearer than ever. Jimin and Jungkook never lost their way. They were simply waiting for the right time to return to the place where their hearts always met. Not through a formal announcement, not with sweet words on social media, but through the little things, the looks, the laughter, and the presence that strengthens each other. If there is such a thing as love that endures in silence, theirs is one of them. Thank you for watching Jikook Moment today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue tracing the footsteps of a closeness that can never be faked. See you in the next episode, because their story isn't over. And maybe it never really will be.